welcome back. In our last tutorial, we laid out the UV maps on our handle, and now we're going to go ahead and wrap up with our side guard, our bottom guard, and our hinge. In fact, let's go over to the hinge, because this is going to be a really important object lesson for how difficult or how easy you want to make your life as far as modeling. So I'm going to press Control-1 and isolate it. Now, in addition to setting your project, one thing I've really tried to hammer in is, hey, delete your history, freeze your transformations, delete your history, freeze your transformations. And this is going to be a perfect example of why that's important. So this is a very simple shape. It's basically a cube, a slightly altered cube. So I should just be able to apply an automatic map to this and get to work on it. So I'm going to go to my UV editor. See all that? And let's go ahead and see what happens when I apply an automatic map. So UV map automatic. All right, that is really bizarre. Notice that some pieces are stretched, some of them are squished. That is a hot mess. So why is it that in applying a planar map, why on earth would these appear this way? Why would it be stretched like that when automatic mapping, by virtue of what it is, would apply a new planar map to each side? The reason has to do with freezing transformations. Let's go ahead and grab this object and look inside the channel box. Do you notice that there's all this translation information and scaling information? Because we scaled and translated while all the while whilst we were extruding and messing with this geometry. And we never deleted the history, or rather froze the transformations in this case. And as a result, those automatic maps are taking these coordinates into account as they lay out the UV maps. So what we need to do is go in, not only delete history, but freeze transformations, which zeroes all of this out. Again, it's under the Poly Modeling tab, and it's this little snowflake. Just click it. And now we're going to go create automatic, and look at that. Oh, now it's creating fresh UV maps based solely on the geometry without any of that old conflicting information. And this is going to be super easy from here. So I'm going to just go into shell mode. There's my bottom piece. There's my top piece. Am I in shell mode? Hold on, I might still be in face mode. UV shell. No, I was in UV shell mode, my bad. All right, top mode, bottom mode. Where's that front face? There it is. Grab the edge. There's the top of it. So I'm going to go into my UV shell. I have incremental rotate on, so it'll snap. To get to that, remember, you just double click your rotate tool, and then click on your UV editor, and then go back to your tool settings and put Step Snap on if you want to have that. All right, cool. Let's find the side pieces to this. All right, there's one. Oh, another important thing. Oh, that's right, they're already shaded just nicely. Yay! Don't have to flip anything. UV shell. Let's go ahead and rotate this. Move and so. Looks good. And this is already facing the right way, so move and so. That one's not quite, so let's grab it by the UV shell and rotate it so it's facing the right direction. Move and so. This one's already facing the right direction, so move and so. And we can, oops, sorry, shift right click, move and so. I just press G at this point. G. And what is this piece? Oh, it's this G. Oh, cool, it rotated it. I guess we haven't needed to rotate those pieces. There we go. So everything else that's left over is just baggage. It's the top and bottom of the lock, so you could just kind of set them off to the side because it's an okay place to have a seam. And this is a back face. I don't really want to waste texture space with it, and no one's really going to see it, it'd be a long shot to see it. So you can either delete it, or another cool thing you could do is stack it. So this is really close to matching this. So I just ask it to lay on top of that UV. And if I hadn't sewn those sides on, I could have just activated the stack option. But we can use that in a different tutorial pretty soon. So if I haven't shown you guys how to stack yet, I will. So basically what that does, it's not that you can't stack UV maps, you just have to be careful, because anytime you stack UV maps, it means that whatever texture you assign to this is going to apply to the UV map that's on top of it. But in this case, who cares if the back has the same texture as the front? It's going to be a long shot that anybody sees that back there. And that's it. That's it for the lock. So let's go ahead and move on to the side piece and the back corner piece in the next tutorial.